Right, Margaret is now going to have a go at painting this scene here, which is very difficult for anyone, so I've helped to draw it out for the minute. We've got a lovely little composition here, which we'll take in from this area here all the way up to the basket here and down and round to there. But what I need to show her first is the variety of creams on this wall here. So I'm going to just put a couple of areas of colour, just some spots of colour on various parts, just so she can begin to look for the colours that are there and not just see one cream. Will be to look at the creams that we're going to get into here. I can't photograph this one all the way through, we'll just do it in parts, just get Margaret started. But what size brush, for instance? I think if I start with something about this size, should be about right. Yeah, that's going to be just a nice size, I think. You don't want something too big. And I just want to look at this variety of creams. So up here, for instance, it's a very warm cream down there, onto an orangey cream, and then as it comes through it gets to a cooler one, which is more a lemon yellow cream, and up through here then it goes through to a greeny sort of cream. So even on these small areas here, very blue from the window here, the light coming through, and down to pinks in there, but there's a whole variety of different colours going all the way and through here. So I'm just going to whip on a few of these colours and then show you. So now you can see the drawing, quite a complicated drawing just to help her out and get started. I'm going to start with white in the palette and add to that. In this case I think I've got a little bit of cream anyway, I'm not sure, the lighting is so difficult. I've not got the camera on it. I'm very, very aware of these subtle changes between pinks and creams and blues going on down here. That's quite pink, say, through to there. You can just see the drawing underneath, so you know where you are still. Underneath down here, we've got that cream, then it goes slightly blue there, so I'm going to take a little bit of the cobalt into that. And under that shadow there, we've got a cobalt shadow going on, and that cobalt comes a little bit up into here as well. Where's the window? That's the window there. That's that bit there. And up here it gets a bit darker. You see the difference in the tones and these subtle shades of light. Here it's around the window here, it's a sort of slight bluey green again. And it's against the light in the background of the sky behind. So if it's against the light, it's going to be a little bit darker, even though it seems quite light actually there. From there, then it comes down that side and gets lighter again. Like that. And the other side's very similar like that. That goes up into there, getting a bit bluer as it comes. A bit of shadow, and these lovely subtleties, these beautiful subtleties of these various greens and blues and there it's quite cool. So we'll take the lemon yellow and white under the window here where it shines, the light shines through, that's too cream, and I can keep using the same cream I've got but adding to it, so a little bit of that warm yellow into that, and it's much warmer just here. Green coming right down there and through the shadow here down into there where it goes more yellow. That green's coming down here, gets darker through there. So all of these different coloured creams are all, the sink down here suddenly gets quite blue. And it's warm and cool blues as well, it's not just one. There's reflections on it. See how we can make the shiny bits happen, and that's happening inside there. It's a little bit darker. Inside it's a little bit more purpley blue just in there. Fraction, touch of purple warm, just to go inside here. These very subtle shades. that are happening. Hard for me to keep the camera on for you as well because I can't. There's a shadow going through there. There's a shadow by the window up here, into that corner, right up into the ceiling here. You start to get the light happening now as we do the different tones through, and it gets darker up into there, down through here, that dark bit coming through there to the side there, down there. If you've got a colour on a brush and it is the same somewhere else, then obviously you can go for it. But we just start to see those two together now. There's the window there that we're doing, and there's the window here that we're doing. Outside, it's slightly darker outside this frame than on the inside. So if I take a slightly deeper green, a little bit of yellow ochre to keep it warm, because it's quite a warm green out there. And I'm going to make that, and a little bit of light turquoise into that. There we go. And we'll bring that green, and it's darker than the frame inside by a bit. And as it comes down here, that plant comes into it here. And then outside, it suddenly goes quite a bit lighter. We'll have that tone coming right up. There's quite a dark tree behind there, slightly deeper bluey green. We'll just take a little bit of cobalt. I cannot see where the Prussian is, but it probably is there somewhere. But you can just start to see now the tones of one to another. Yeah, outside, inside, the warmer colours, the cooler. And when you get these stronger darks in later, for instance down here, or these saucepans in here, then these colours are going to start making more sense. I haven't put the darker colours in yet deliberately, just because I was showing you the subtlety of these lighter ones, but when you actually start to get the lovely dark colours in, like up here, then you'll really start to see how those light colours can work against it. If I do a bit of that, now can you see it now? Look, yeah. And you really, take these lovely deep blues and purples, and this is real painting. This is where you don't see this in a photograph. It's only by actually coming here. We look at that area of the basket there, and then the basket that's going on up in here. It's only when we actually come and paint in reality and plein air that we start to see these beautiful colours. I'll take some orange to go underneath that, and really find these smashing colours that are here. A bit more orange in there. And look at those colours we can play together. Look at those beautiful colours, and they're up here the same. Okay, have fun. Have fun. And it's just filling in the jigsaw. But start with your mid-tones everywhere. Get all of these mid-tones basically in the background. Then work up to all your darks. And put the final highlights and light things in at the very end, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you.
That's the canvas set up. Looking through here. Right, the first problem is, can you see? Yes, you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm doing a very loose drawing, and it's a very difficult drawing, this, with the because I wanted this to reach here, and I'm not quite at the right scale now, so I've got to change things. And then Anne-Marie will come here. You'll be able to see on the camera afterwards.
Yeah.
That's better, yes, it's slimmer. I'm ready to paint, Anne-Marie. You okay there? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll start, and I'm going to start with you. Mm-hmm. Okay. I was going to use a roller today, but I'm not sure if I'm going to or not. Now. That into Prussian blue. Here, lovely darks against the light here, which I'll play on in just a moment. hint at. We're only going to hint at things. We're only going to... So this is a lovely thing for me to do because...
so big, that's
Sorry?
amazing, yeah, it's huge.
Because I haven't painted an interior scene for a long time and it's going to be pressuring me to do this lovely light and working our way in here. So I'm going straight for my darks in this case, which means I can get a lot of that figure sorted. I'm not doing detail, just hinting at things, you know.
Yeah.
Just look towards, that's right, that's good, that's excellent. I just want to get a little of that colour there. And I've really got to look for these colours, just hinting at them. So that little bit of blue that comes on her forehead there, for instance, you know, I've got to hint at these colours and find the right, coming from just a little bit of reflection that's coming from the window there onto her nose. You've got a lovely composition, but you see the problems I've got here, it's smashing, isn't it? I mean, you've got a lovely composition there of what you're doing, that's for sure.
Yeah, but it's going to be a great picture, I think, because you've got the flowers and the lamps.
Well, let's hope, if I can get...
I'll turn around again for you.
So there we've got quite a nice composition. As you see with the darks already being established, you can start to see the composition that I've chosen and why. And these aren't just dark colours I'm putting in, I'm actually whacking in strong colours already of the darks. This is neat Indian red and alizarin that I'm shoving into here now to start to feel these darks that are happening under. And I've got to find those colours reflecting into my subject. That alizarin, that warm alizarin is coming right across her here. If I have a colour on my brush, I'll use it. If it's there and I see it somewhere else, then I'm going to come in with that colour somewhere else. And I can't paint the whole figure straight in because I have to get these other colours correct one to another elsewhere before I can really start to find her. And some wonderful rich reds and purples going on in that face. Right, and then look at the cools, because there's some beautiful colours happening here that are quite subtle. Cools against the warms going on back here, for instance, that I have to get. So you know, Anne-Marie, I'm not painting a portrait, pas le portrait, c'est just an impression.
I expect.
The light, the lumière, the atmosphere, your character, your spirit. I'm not trying, I don't attempt to paint a perfect portrait just to try and get the light. If you need to take a break, Anne-Marie, you will tell me.
Yes, because I'm cold. It's just as after problem.
Yes, okay, I will work quickly and then you can have a little break and warm. Yeah. Not just a moment, just I want to paint the light behind you, the lumière de la derrière, okay? Just pour un moment. Not c'est pas long. When you are ready, if you can return, when you are ready.
I'm not completely warm.
No. But if you are dead, you can sit still.
Pardon?
If vous êtes morte, C'est bien.
Oui, c'est
You can
sûrement.
sit
Oui.
still.
Voilà, d'accord. Oui.
C'est pas a difference pour moi.
So, at what hour you would like to have a meal?
Well, I think if we get le premier couche de le tableau,
Ah, okay.
après c'est juste de detail.
Okay. Ouais.
C'est possible?
How much? 1 hour?
Oui, c'est bon. Oui, oui, une heure. Oui.
Ah,
Oui.
non.
Avec le Mathieu de moi, mais pour Margaret, je connais pas. Oui.
I'm ready for lunch.
Il-
You want to finish the table, do you?
I want to get the first coat
Oh,
done.
okay. For how
Nice
many
colours.
minutes?
As long as you can do.
Yeah.
I will. Now you're back, I can paint this part, and gradually less and less. You know, ones, ones, ones.
Interesting for you.
Very.
Even
This is something I wanted to do a long time, to paint seriously like this, not the tableau for the tourisme,
Yeah.
but for me, for a proper painting.
Without light, sunlight.
Doesn't matter this time. No, I'm not painting exterior. I'm not painting a landscape.
Watch.
Oh.
I'm sure.
Thanks. Okay.
Oh, just beginning to get there. Are you okay? Not you.
Just thinking.
Not you. Anne-Marie, are you
Oh.
okay, Anne-Marie?
Yes.
Good, okay.
Sorry, I was just.
What about you? You're
I was
right.
looking at the windows, that's why I thought you said you're okay. I was just... And move up.
You need any help, Margaret? Are you doing all right, do you feel?
No, yeah, I probably need help, but I can wait. You can press
I
on.
can stop at any moment just to give you a
Okay.
little if you need it.
Oh, okay.
Just tell me when and...
Yeah, you probably... I need to know what I should do for dark highlights, because it all looks pale to me.
Yeah.
And where you did, I've got...
It all looks
confused.
pale, it probably means you haven't got the main darks in. Watch your perspective. These warms and cool hues are so important. Yeah, that's what it was there. I have the same problem as you're going to have to face with the outside. He's getting the lovely blues and turquoises and cool blues on the outside there. Ah, you're not doing too badly actually, Margaret. That's coming on better. Yeah, good, well done. Look for those warms and cools outside compared to the colours inside. Some lovely turquoises happening as the sky reflects off the leaves. That's important.
I can tell you what is the name of this glass
Which glass?
you are painting.
Oh, the mirror.
Yes, it's a mirror. It's a trumeau, the French word.
Yes, why is it different?
Why? Because you have in the bottom painting.
Ah,
Sometimes
I see,
it's-
yes.
Sometimes it's the bottom and sometimes it's below, you know, and we call that a trumeau. It's furniture, not furniture, like a furniture from the 19th century.
Now I need to take a little break and have a look because I cannot see because I'm too close. And then maybe you need to go back for another 5 minutes for the final.
No?
No, in a minute, just take a break. Yeah, change the battery.
Yeah.
Do you want So, we've done our best with the low light. Shan't be able to see this properly until it's photographed, but that is what we were trying to do again in there. And this is what we finished up with.
Tout
What, do I have
painting.
this?
Maman, ah, qu'est-ce que ça change? Qu'est-ce que ça change? À la lumière. Okay.
Well, now you see it in the light. It was very difficult to paint in low light, but now you see the amount of colour I put in. I think we're much happier, aren't we?
Ready.
So yes, plenty of colour now, and much more what I was after. I've been wanting to paint Anne-Marie's house for a long time. She very kindly invited us today, and we've both painted a beautiful little cottage here at Montchenon. Pardon? And there we have, voila!
Super!